Update to last week's discovery of human remains on Hog Island. The human skull and other bone fragments are actually ancient remains.
Some of the human remains that were found at the bottom.
A gruesome discovery this afternoon in Saraland. Police say someone found human remains in the woods off Highway.
And it is mostly unremarkable.
It's almost like a warehouse of human bones.
In the woods, they have found something which they did not expect. From skeletons to small drinking pots, this is more than just a grave. After the tragic wars of the 20th century, peace finally came, but the horrors of the past still haunt. Watch them as they dig in the mud. They not only find a pile of heads, but also everything from cutting tools to badges soldiers once wore as a sign of pride. But just as they were investigating further, they found something which perhaps resolved the whole mystery. If they were alive, they would have been the veterans of the First World War. Hanging skulls.
Like this.
Yes.
After they kill them,
Yes.
they use this.
Cut by the head.
Although trees are not meant to hang skulls, this guy, while walking through the Konyak Naga village, witnessed something that was beyond understanding. It was unbelievable for him, but not for the clan, who is known to be the headhunters. The inhabitants of Konyak have perhaps been born into the strangest traditions, where bringing back the skull of your enemy is a crown to your valor. So you may be surprised with it, but now you know why this land is known as the Land of Skulls. Shiva Linga. What they have found under this tree is called shivling. Apparently, it looks like nothing significant. But interestingly, this discovery proves a strong Ramana link to the oldest religion of the world. Hindu mythology narrates the story of two brothers in search of Sita, Rama, and Lakshman. Wandering through the forest, came to the point where they had to cross the angry river and had to hide the Shiva Linga golden in hue. And today, the pundits believe they have found the exact scripture. Watch as the followers gather and the forest of Vindhyas comes to life. Skull Island. Imagine going for vacations and eating uniguri snacks, but what this tourist didn't know was something unimaginable waiting at the shores. He quickly made it to the bank, and there he witnessed human remains scattered like stones. It looked like some psychopath's secret stop, but according to authorities, it was a common practice of the Okinawa clan, as they bury their loved ones in the pots near the shores. See? It was all over the place. One thing to be sure, his vacations are turning out to be much more than his expectations. Sacrificial Burial. Finding the remains of more than 200 miners at a sacrificial site is far from the expectations, but that's what they found near a forest. These skeletons, who once bore life, are about 500 years ago, became the victims of unbelievable rituals. Every one of them was an offering from their elders to atone for their sins. Today it may sound inhumane, but back in the day, it was normal to present sacrifices to deities in the course of a bad rainy season or any other natural calamity. Hence, this discovery may not be very charming to sight, but it is a vital archaeological progress. Mysterious giants. Lovelock, Nevada, 1911. While looking for Bat Guino, two men entered a cave, and what they found made the headlines. An unexpected discovery of more than 40 skeletons, greater in size than any human alive. But let alone the size, what was even more strange was the red hairs. So were the redhead giants a reality? And was the Bible right? The truth was, these skeletons wouldn't lie.
That proved this was a real story of giants in this area.
And finally, the researchers knew that long ago, this area was once inhabited by people who were more than 9 feet tall. Some even referred to them as the man-eaters. Fossilized tusks.
Here today is an elephant tusk. It's a straight tusk elephant.
In Syria, archaeologists have made an unbelievable discovery. During the excavation, they have found a tusk of an elephant that is around 500,000 years old. I mean, yeah, that is right. It is older than anything we have ever found. Hear him as he explains.
What we are seeing here today is straight tusk elephant. It's huge, 2.5 meters long, diameter is 20 centimeters, weight around 150 kilos.
With these many figures, it is very easy to determine that these elephants were way bigger and way more powerful than today's African elephants. Watch this picture. This is an owl painting that is not even halfway through the find, but still, you can see the magnanimity of these super creatures. Human skull. In North Carolina, while on an exploration project to find shark teeth, these young gems found something that was literally beyond their imagination.
That looks like a human skull. We haven't flipped it around yet. I don't know if we should or shouldn't.
As their search began, they found some shark incisors. However, this exploration had a massive turn awaiting. As they moved forward, they came across a human jaw. But that wasn't all, because in the surroundings, there was a human skull waiting to be discovered.
We'll know in just a second. Yep, those are the eye sockets. That's a human skull.
See how terrified this girl was? But fortunately, this young lad did the right thing, as he called the authorities and informed them about their finding. In the end, what started as homework turned out to be a very important find. Bog bodies.
This is the Bahakumbatkum bog in the Netherlands, where in 1904 they found 2 mummified corpses.
Forests are known for their peace, but you never know, there may be mysteries buried, just like these bog bodies. The ancient mummies. After their discovery, they instantly became known as a weirding couple. But they are not the only ones, because in this forest in the Dutch town of Hassan, you may find more. Some archaeologists believe they are more than 2,000 years old and prove the direct link to Nazis and their Aryan ancestors. But with these discoveries, what came later was an astonishing discovery.
The worthy professors who find these bodies in peat do not realize that in 90 out of 100 cases, they were looking at the remains of a homosexual who was drowned in a swamp.
They were subjected to capital punishment based on their personal preferences. Hear him as he reads the report.
That was not a punishment, but simply the termination of such an abnormal life. This was the justification he used for killing gays.
It's complete scientific nonsense what he said, and that is not science, that is ideology.
The mystery homicide. In 1994, detectives tragically found some human remains by the highway, and reportedly they were able to sketch out her appearance. But the biggest mystery lies.
I am currently working unidentified human remains that are suspected homicide.
That even after decades of investigation, the identity of neither the victim nor the criminal is found. And throughout the years, this case has roamed the department and haunted everyone with its mysteriousness and complexity. But now, the investigator is hopeful that with modern forensic DNA data,
forensic genealogists can then take that DNA profile, develop a family tree so we can try to figure out.
They can get very close to her acquaintances. And finally, the victim can get justice. Elk skull.
I'm gonna help pull up on that side. Oh, see how he was stuck. He would have been stuck.
When there is a strong tree in the facing, even the animal's ability to drag something out with their horns is insufficient. Watch this skull. It alone there tells the tragic tale itself. You see, in this position, even a helping hand would have faced much difficulty in saving this poor creature. The only way would have been to keep calm. But when it was stuck, it was very difficult to think clearly. And in the end, it had to pay the price.
Wow, it's a monster.
Cave bear bones.
Юные экземпляры. Так неплохо сохранился череп древних.
This skeleton found in the forest of Bacchera may just look ordinary, but it's not. Once the scientists researched them, they found out that these were the remains of an extinct ancient bear, which in its time was way bigger, stealthier, and more powerful than today's bear species. Watch these big bones. It resonates with the past, which we were less familiar with. With this discovery, it is obvious that the animals of ancient times, which we always fancy, are way bigger anomalies than we think. Trapped antlers. These remains are perhaps the saddest tale of all. Watch them, because I am sure you don't need any archaeologist to understand what happened there. Its beautiful horns, which once used to save him, have become the very cause of its passing. Unfortunately for this deer, the journey had to come to an end the very moment it got stuck there, because even if it had any comrades, they wouldn't be able to help him. Humanoid alien. Imagine going for a hike and you witness this. Watch again. This little humanoid creature is known as a cryptid, which only live in the deep forest. And not long ago, it happened in 2022, when on the day of a normal hike, this traveler noticed something which probably he shouldn't have. Some strongly argue that they are the descendants of Bigfoot, while some think they are alien creatures. But apart from all the theories, we just know they are very shy, making this one of the rarest footage of all time. Tangled bucks.
What did he break?
Venturing into the woods, a man stumbled upon an unexpected sight. 2 buck deer, their antlers entangled in fence wires, stood in distress. Moved by empathy, the man fetched his trusty pliers, determined to help. However, the task proved more challenging than anticipated, with the deer's movements complicating the rescue. Undeterred, he persevered, cutting through the wires until both bucks were freed. In a heartwarming conclusion, the once entangled deer darted away, showcasing the resilience of both nature and human kindness in the face of unexpected challenges.
Oh, wow, he was fooling us.
Camel rescue. While exploring the desert, a group of tourists stumbled upon a camel in distress. Its desperate cries echoed through the arid landscape as it struggled with its hoof ensnared in a tree's grip. Touched by empathy, the kind-hearted adventurers rallied to the camel's aid. With caution and care, they skillfully freed the trapped limb, navigating through the challenge of tangled branches. A collective sigh of relief filled the air as the camel, liberated from its unexpected predicament, rose back on its feet. This spontaneous act of compassion not only saved a creature, but etched a heartwarming chapter in their desert escapade. Snake home. A group of friends exploring the forest stumbled upon an old palm tree with a hole in its trunk. They sensed that something was living inside, and their intuition proved correct. A snake was seen slithering within the bark. Initially thinking it was just one, they were surprised to discover an entire nest of snakes preparing to strike any intruders. Summoning their courage, the group successfully managed to handle the slithery inhabitants. After gathering them in a sack, the snakes were released back into the wild. Snake trunk. While cutting a dead palm tree for husks, this group got the biggest surprise of their life. This rotten trunk was home to hundreds of snakes, and not just any snakes, all venomous and dangerous. But as they investigated further, the incident got even more interesting, because what they found under was terrifying. That's the snake eggs. Luckily, these boys had sticks, because using your bare hands clearly would have been a bad idea. In the end, all the snakes found their escape and no one was hurt. Mystery skull.
Bear, maybe?
On a hike day, this guy has found something truly interesting. It's a skull.
Oh, interesting skull.
But what animal is it? Yeah, definitely it's not a deer. You don't expect them to have such long teeth. This is clearly a bear head. I am just surprised because it looks very old.
It's not a deer.
In any case, it's not a big deal finding them, especially when you are hiking in South Vancouver Island. But still, let us know in the comment section what you think about it. Mummified canine. Somewhere in the cave of Candelera, a 30-foot deep ancient burial site, explorers came across something that was simply unbelievable. Initially, what was assumed to be an alien carcass turned out to be a 1,000-year-old dog, which was found mummified not in Egypt nor in Peru. Rather, it was found in Mexico. This one discovery made the archaeologists go berserk, because no one would have ever imagined that there is so much about their past that they don't know. Watch it closely. It's spectacularly preserved, from its skin to its bones. Everything is intact. Trapped soul. Watching a woman's structure imbibed on a tree, honestly, there is nothing more mystifying than this. The indigenous people believe this is the tree of lost souls. People honestly feared this existence, because whenever you are around, it envelops you in a strange melancholy, resonating with the cries of many spirits. It is difficult to decide what's right or what's wrong, because you never know. The world of mysteries has unrevealed secrets. Mummified Rams. Egypt is renowned for its pyramids and mummies, but this time a team of archaeologists made an unbelievable discovery in Abydos. They found not one or two, or even 100, but around 2,000 mummified ram skulls, specifically stacked next to each other.
Not one, not two, not five, not 10, not 20.
They find 2,000 ram heads, specifically stacked next to each other.
Even experts were left scratching their heads about the mysterious find. It raised a new world of questions as to what happened to those rams and why 2,000 skulls were mummified, but no one could provide satisfying answers. Stuck deer rescued. Now, watch this remarkable rescue. The deer was found stuck in the tree and almost exhausted after trying for many hours. Luckily, a couple of explorers spotted her while following her cries.
Right, sweetheart. Up and back to you, Laurie, then. All right, sweetheart.
And were confused to find the animal wedged between two branches. However, without wasting a single minute, they immediately decided to rescue it. The moment they released it, it set off as fast as it could.
All right, they're gonna hurt your legs for a little bit.
This little animal was fortunate to find them around. Otherwise, you wouldn't know if she could survive the trouble. Impaled bird. Trees save animals on one side, but also sometimes they are not good news. Watch this feathered fellow who is just a carcass now, but once it was a lively bird. It might have fallen straight into a sharp branch, become trapped, and couldn't find anyone to set it free from the lethal trap, and unfortunately, expired there to the tail. Wood termites. Life is the most blatant truth that ceases to find its way no matter what. You don't believe me? Watch this. It happened when the homeowner forgot to remove this piece of wood before going on vacation, and when he returned, he found about a few 100,000 termites living in this wood. This kindling would have been the decoration piece at most, but now it's a home. They are usually harmless, but if you are allergic, then well, you better stay safe. Dragon blood. This magnificent tree, it's huge and it's massive, but this is just the beginning, because it is the only plant in the world that bleeds. Watch this footage. After making a cut when its red sap came out, the explorers stood confused, not knowing what was going on, until one of them made a move and tried to touch it, but that was not enough, because it truly looked like blood. So he had to taste it, and after that he eventually realized it was not what they thought it really was. Forest monster. On the day of hunting, when hunters went deep in the forest, they encountered what they were not expecting, a creature straight from the myths. Usually, paranormal and mysterious creatures hide when they fear hunters or outsiders, but on this occasion, it was almost unbelievable when they witnessed a real, mythical Chupacabra in the forest. So, does that mean who used to be an anomaly is not a mystery anymore? Well, in my opinion, before we make this a fact, I think we definitely should wait for more convincing witnesses. Bug infestation. These giant works of nature are truly the lifesavers we all know, but they are not just rescuers for us. Rather, sometimes they become a home to these small creatures too. Watch this footage as the woman peels off the skin of this palm tree. She finds perhaps several hundred termites in it. They just love wood, don't they? Even though they are part of a larger ecosystem, still they weaken the limbs and heavily affect the health of the tree. If they were one or two, they may not just be that much harm, but they just grow at an infinite speed. Watch this visual. Their growth is unstoppable. Imprisoned elk.
Look at that.
On a hike, the explorers witnessed a grim scene as the adult antelope was badly stuck among the V branches of a tree.
Wow, poor guy tried to make it through those trees and it didn't quite work out, eh?
But they were probably a few hours late in saving him, as it passed away very recently. Judging by its position, it perhaps was followed by hunting dogs, and while running at a high speed of 40 miles per hour, it ran straight into these branches. It must have been exhausted while trying to get itself out. But tragically, even with a strong body, it alone could never be able to rescue itself. Flying tree. Imagine trying to cut an ancient tree, but then something happened that no one would expect. That's unbelievable, right? But trust me, this is just the beginning. When this rare phenomenon was recorded, the guy thought it was probably some air, but what he witnessed later defied all scientific explanations forever. It flew several feet above in the air. Some argue that this was the haunted tree and a ghost lived on it, and cutting it was just unbearable to it, so it simply took the tree to a safer location afterward. Chupacabra. In Texas in 2009, explorers found a creature that is beyond explanation. Everyone speculated, but today it has become a reality. With sharp teeth and leathery skin, it's unlike anything native to Texas. They speculate that it's the emergence of the mythical creature known as the Chupacabra. This makes sense because such appearance is beyond anyone's calculations. And if that is true, is this the time to consider this myth a reality? One thing to be sure, its presence has woken up lots of forgotten anomalies. UFO Hotel. UFOs have become more than just a fearful mystery. Have a look at this tree hotel in Sweden that is shaped like an alien saucer, not something you'd expect to see in a forest, which makes it all the more mysterious and appealing to the visitors. It's designed just like a typical UFO all of us have seen at some point, with rail stairs folding out to take you inside. Now, imagine seeing something like this at night, just enough to give anyone the creeps. zombie deer.
See? Do you see? Poor thing.
Driving by a field, this man noticed something that made him want to capture it on camera. It looked like a normal deer at first glance, but then it appeared to have something hanging from its neck. A strange red-colored object was dangling from its body.
It's hanging from like a piece of skin.
Many speculated that it was some tumor that had grown outside its body. But whatever it was, it looked quite painful.
Like, there's no rip though, so that's a tumor, straight up.
Possum in trunk. While cutting up a tree trunk, these guys found something very unusual. A possum was hiding inside the tree.
Yeah, that's a possum, bro. Man, that's so lucky. Like, just barely touched the back of his ass.
It seemed to have made a burrow there. Fortunately, the poor animal didn't end up in the process of trunk cutting. It suddenly moved further inside, indicating that it was alive.
And all the time, it's never happened to me. Yeah, stick your hand in there and drag him out, Tom.
But how it ended up inside the tree is the real question, as both sides of the trunk were closed. Underground dog. Amid worry over their missing dog, the family embarked on a search within the familiar confines of their home. As they delved beneath the house, their anxiety transformed into sheer delight. There, beneath the sheltering beams, their furry companion was not alone. She had become a mother to a litter of adorable puppies. The unexpected haven had not only safeguarded the missing dog, but also welcomed new life into the family, turning a moment of concern into a heartwarming tale of discovery and joy. In a familiar tale of a missing dog, a family faced a unique challenge.
Yeah.
Aware of their pet's penchant for hiding in rabbit holes, they started digging through each burrow.
Hold on, push over, lady. Yeah. Oh my God. Hello, baby.
Finally, their efforts paid off as they found the dog safe and sound.
Good girl.
Miraculously, the canine had endured 56 hours underground without harm. The family's persistence and the dog's resilience turned what could have been a worrying incident into a triumphant story of reunion and perseverance. Mysterious creature. One day, a man capturing the scenic woods across the road stumbled upon an unusual sight through his camera lens. Amidst the dense bushes, an enigmatic creature seemed to be seated, its form intriguingly distinct. As the footage rolled, the creature's long arms began to move, as if in search of something on the ground. Despite the unclear visuals, there was an unsettling realization that nothing about this mysterious entity appeared human. A passing bike escaped unharmed, leaving observers puzzled about the creature's intentions. The encounter sparked curiosity, raising questions about the secrets hidden within the depths of the forest. Creature of Aquadon. Back in 2017, a mysterious video surfaced, capturing a group of hikers on their routine trek. Despite its unclear quality, it revealed something distinctly abnormal lurking in the forest. Initially resembling a young bear, the creature sat in an oddly human manner, adding an intriguing twist to the hikers' journey. As they cautiously continued, the creature surprised them by lunging forward, dispelling any notion of normalcy. The encounter left the hikers with a mix of curiosity and unease. While the video may not provide all the answers, it certainly sparked a conversation about the unexpected encounters one might stumble upon in the great outdoors. Alien in woods. While enjoying a peaceful stroll through the forest, a man unexpectedly crossed paths with an unfamiliar creature. The tranquil walk took an unexpected turn as the creature, initially making a startling noise, made its presence known. Despite some speculating, it was a local prank. The hiker remained convinced that what he witnessed was real. The encounter sparked curiosity and wonder rather than fear, leaving the man with an intriguing tale of an unexpected forest companion. Guard bear. A family in Plainville, Connecticut was playing fetch with their dog in the backyard when suddenly the pet started pointing to one spot and acting oddly. As they followed him, the couple found a giant bear snoozing under their deck. Just look at that face. He needed that nap. You might be thinking it's something creepy, but encounters like these are more common in winter when bears hibernate for an extended rest, during which they neither eat nor roam around the area. So be cautious of these clumsy bears if you live near or in a forested area. Hibernating frog. Alright, watch this footage and see if you notice something. Even though it's very hard to identify a frog there, let me tell you something. This guy in his backyard found a hibernating frog and saw how amazing it looked. It was like a child stretching during sleep. Well, one thing to be sure, you never know what you find in the mud. So yeah, heads on and keep your eyes open. Mystery being. A man walked out on the gloomy day of winter to clear out some snow from his porch, and he came across this alien creature sitting right outside the door.
Блин, я, конечно, понимаю, что я за МКАДом, но какой-то полурак.
Now, it does not look like any of the normal animals we've seen and known so far.
Пока он, конечно, выглядит безопасным. Не, ну...
Its peculiar alien-like structure made him wonder if he had found a new species. What do you think it could be? Walking tree. In the realm of trees, where life seems anchored to one place, curiosity often arises about how they avoid boredom. Yet this peculiar video featuring a tree taking a stroll has added a fascinating twist. This arboreal wanderer, typically nestled among familiar surroundings and tree companions, chose to venture out for a breath of fresh air. The mystery of how trees might uproot themselves remains elusive. Yet many viewers speculate it could be a playful prank orchestrated by nature. As the footage unfolds, the question lingers: can trees truly possess a sense of adventure? Rainbow tree. In our everyday world of brown trees, there's a surprise waiting: the rainbow trees. Forget paint. Mother Nature herself brings these vibrant colors to life. Tucked away in the northern hemisphere, these unique eucalyptus trees stand out. But here's the cool part: as these trees grow, their bark changes colors. It's like a natural art show with shades evolving from fresh greens to warm reds and browns. It's not magic, it's a natural process involving pigments and compounds. So next time you spot a rainbow tree, know that it's not just a tree, it's nature's way of painting with all the colors. Underground monster. While on an adventure into the woods, this man came across something that scared him. He was recording his route throughout when he stumbled upon an old well. Curiosity got the best of him as he glanced inside. With a camera in his hand, he was terrified to the bone after noticing a strange creature inside. With its unusually glowing eyes and head shaped like a rag doll, it was something he had never seen before. Not wanting to become the victim of that creepy being, he decided to run away as far and as fast as he could, and never return back. Fish in trees. Imagine the surprise of witnessing fish emerging from a pit hole, defying their aquatic nature. But there's more to this remarkable tale. In the footage, catfish not only walk on the ground, but also climb trees. Investigation revealed their journey, drawn to the proximity of the lake. The unlikely sight may challenge our expectations, but it unveils the adaptability of nature's wonders. It's a testament to the incredible ways creatures navigate their environment, turning a moment of astonishment into a reflection of the marvels that unfold when we least expect them. This picture was captured when a shocking secret from the Middle Ages was unveiled. In 2015, when lashing rains and strong winds hit the town of Collooney in Ireland, it uncovered a secret that was meant to be left buried. After the storm had passed, one of the country's legendary beech trees was found uprooted in a field, and it unearthed the skeletal remains of a human. Investigation revealed that it belonged to a medieval man who passed away in his 20s. The tree was assumed to be over 215 years old, but the remains found under the tree dated back to between 1030 and 1200 AD. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.